Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steeler Nation what's on our minds. I'm Melanie Friedlander. On Friday's Terrible Podcast, Dave Bryan read an email from a reader who referenced a recent podcast with Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen and wanted to know if the training techniques discussed might help the Steelers players avoid injury. Okay, James, here we go. Thielen was a guest on the Whoop podcast. So what's Whoop? W-H-O-O-P. A wearable technology designed to improve athletic performance by providing feedback on three metrics: strain, recovery, and sleep. Originally a startup created in a lab at Harvard, the technology creates metrics for strain or training load and recovery, readiness for stress, based on heart rate variability, and determines an ideal level of stress to optimize performance given an athlete's level of recovery. What? In simple terms, the device tracks an athlete's heart rate throughout the workout and the rest of the day to figure out the best level of exertion and the right amount of sleep and recovery needed to provide the best performance. It's not a watch, and it doesn't link to any other apps to provide notifications. In order to get accurate data, the user needs to wear it 24/7. Most product reviews suggest that its limited functionality compared to other smartwatches and fitness trackers make it effective only for athletes performing at the highest level of cardio-intensive sport, which happens to certainly include NFL players. In 2017, Whoop first partnered with the NFL, and in 2020, Whoop was named the official recovery wearable by the NFLPA, who has provided the device for every NFL player for the past 5 years. Patrick Mahomes, one of the original investors, has his 2020 data posted on the Whoop website. Thielen is obviously a big fan of the device, or he wouldn't have been on their podcast. He talked about the importance of tracking his recovery and how he believes it has improved his training and given him the edge needed to compete at an elite level in the NFL. He also mentioned using infrared sauna and described getting better recovery stats on his Whoop app when using infrared sauna 3 to 4 times a week. Instead of heat, infrared sauna uses light to make heat that penetrates soft tissue, warming the body and opening blood vessels to increase circulation. So is there scientific evidence that Whoop has an infrared sauna improved performance? Not necessarily. The Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that the device can improve sleep quality and accurately measure sleep and cardiorespiratory variables. There aren't any studies to confirm that modifying training based on the Whoop recovery score truly improves performance, but Thielen is a true believer when it comes to tailoring his training and sleep to improve his recovery score. As he joked, he's not smart enough to know exactly what infrared sauna is doing, but he trusts the Whoop recovery score enough to believe that he is getting a benefit in some way. And studies suggest that infrared sauna can improve muscle pain and joint inflammation. He's convinced that changes in diet, blue light blockers prior to sleep, and supplements like magnesium make him a better athlete based on how his recovery stats have improved. NFL players use a variety of techniques to maintain health and fitness, including acupuncture, as we saw over the years with James Harrison and Ryan Clark. Can Whoop help players avoid soft tissue injuries? It hasn't been proven, but there's a good chance it can help an athlete train smarter. The Steelers, like all NFL players, have the technology, but they will probably not be publishing that data for the fans. Do a Google search of the Steelers and Whoop, and all you'll find is references to Pittsburgh, Whoop, and other teams. That's my take, and thanks for listening. You can follow me on Twitter, @GirlSurgeon. Check out The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow us on SteelersDepot.com, and you can check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.